Alf number 47 is worthless. No one has ever gotten a copy graded. Alf issue 49, also worthless. It was one issue away from cancellation, a grim reality they even joked about on the cover. The late 80s TV sitcom it was based on had already been canceled. No one was reading it, no one cared. But Alf 48? There are 395 graded copies. In 9.8 condition, it sells for $1,000. At the peak of the bubble in 2021, someone bought a copy for $2,200. Even a beaten-up 4.0 sold this year for $135. There is an insatiable appetite among Alf connoisseurs for issue 48. Why? This is Alf 48. Today on Grails to Astonish, we're going to look at unintentionally hilarious and wildly inappropriate comic book covers. Next up, we go way back to Captain America Comics number 69 from 1948. This is an exceptionally rare comic with fewer than 50 CGC graded copies in existence. There is only one copy at 9.0, and that's the highest graded, so it would be valuable regardless of what was on the cover. But oh, what a cover. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Captain America issue 69, The Weird Tales of the Wee Males. It's unclear what that giant hand is about to grab. But even more troubling is Cap's severe case of front butt. Batman number 7 from 1941. You know what? I actually have Batman number 7. Batman number 7 is a cover that kind of sneaks up on you, in much the same way Robin sneaks up on this gangster while Batman is punching him in the face. Well, hello there! Lois Lane 106. This is another one where the content of the cover does raise its value significantly. Issue 105 has only once sold for over $1,000 in perfect condition. Issue 107 has no documented sales over $300. But issue 106 in 9.8 is currently valued at $24,000. And in the delirious days of 2021, a copy sold on Heritage for over $57,000. Why? Because issue 106 of Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane from 1970 contains the story where Lois decided to live for one day as a black woman.
I'm addressing the white elephant in the room. I'm breaking down the barriers of race by assimilation.
It's an attempt by DC to address the massive changes happening in the culture at the time, and with new creative freedom as Comics Code restrictions had just been loosened. But it's handled with all the delicacy of Bizarro running for mayor. Credit to DC for trying to start a conversation. However, it would have been a good idea to maybe, involve a woman of color in the process. Or even, for an ongoing series about Lois Lane, any woman at all. I'm fairly certain they didn't, and it shows. The story culminates with Lois asking Superman point blank if he would still marry her just as she is. A question Superman refuses to give a straight answer to, which pretty much serves as an answer. Superman equivocates with his usual crap about not wanting to put her in danger from his enemies. Lois calls him on it, rightfully, but before he can squirm any further, she turns white again. Whew, problem solved. The question goes away, never to be brought up again. Before I get to the last book on this list, I want to give honorary mention to the entire 5-issue run of giant size Man-Thing. And finally, we have The Rifleman issue 10. The Rifleman comic was a spin-off of a now-forgotten Western TV series starring Chuck Connors that was popular in the late 50s and early 60s. The first issue might sell for a couple $100 in high grade. All the subsequent issues, despite being very hard to find, are worth next to nothing. And then there's issue 10, which will easily fetch $200 at the lowest grade and sold for over $5,000 at 9.6. Why will people pay that much money for Rifleman number 10? This has been Grails to Astonish. Thanks for watching.